Hello and welcome to Stories in History. Today, we'll take another exciting journey through Southeast Asian history to explore an often overlooked empire with one of the coolest names. Lan Xang, or the Kingdom of 1 Million Elephants Under a White Parasol. Thank you for coming to my channel, and please enjoy the video. Before the formation of Lan Xang, the region we know today as Laos was comprised of smaller polities called Muang. These were essentially political spheres of influence that operated similarly to mandala system used throughout Southeast Asia. The more powerful Muang or mandalas would dominate smaller ones, which entailed tribute, personal loyalty, and even manpower for warfare. In the 13th century, the once powerful Khmer Empire in Angkor had declined, paving the way for the emergence of several powerful Muang in present-day Laos. These included Muang Sua in the Luang Prabang region, Muang Vientiane in the south, and Muang Sikatobong in modern-day Nakhon Phanom. These polities had gained autonomy from Angkor, while Xiang Kuang in the plain of Jars and Champasak in the far south remained partially under Angkor's influence. These smaller polities would eventually merge to form Lan Xang. However, in the 14th century, Luang Prabang had become a vassal state to the neighboring Thai state, Sukhothai. It wasn't until 1351, when military competition with the newly emerged Ayutthaya, that Luang Prabang gained the opportunity to assert greater autonomy and eventually lead to the formation of Lan Xang. Thus, this new state was born from the fusion of these previously mentioned smaller polities. Lan Xang was founded by King Fa Num, who had spent much of his childhood in the Khmer court in Angkor. While the details of his upbringing are unclear, some sources suggest that Fa Num and his father were exiled after his father had an affair with one of the minor wives of the Lord of Luang Prabang. Other sources indicate that Fa Num was sent to Angkor as a child to be raised by the Khmer king. Regardless of the circumstances, Fa Num had strong ties to the Khmer, as he may have had Khmer ancestry and even married a Khmer princess named Kyo Keng Nya. In 1351, a Thai rebellion against Angkor led to the establishment of the Thai kingdom of Ayutthaya. Angkor responded by sending Fa Num and a predominantly Khmer army to reimpose control of the northern Korat Plateau. Although Angkor was successful in reasserting control, Fa Num and his Khmer officers decided to march north and capture Luang Prabang. With the help of an exiled noble from Puan, the Khmer army conquered Luang Prabang in 1353. Fa Num subsequently became Lord of Luang Prabang and broke away from Angkor. With Luang Prabang as his base, Fa Num expanded his territory. After securing Luang Prabang, he turned his attention to securing territory in the north, eventually running up against Lan Na. Rather than confront the power of Chiang Mai, Fa Num and his army marched south and seized Vientiane. They then followed the Mekong River and captured Nakhon Phanom. In 1353, Fa Num declared the foundation of the kingdom of Lan Xang Hom Kao, or 1,000,000 elephants under a white parasol. The elephant symbolized military might, while the white parasol was a symbol of Buddhist kingship, representing the unity of spiritual and temporal power in the kingdom. Fa Num built his capital in Jiangdong in Luang Prabang. However, Fa Num's reign as king of Lan Xang was rather short. In 1374, Fa Num was deposed and exiled from Luang Prabang. His relations with the Khmer lords who had supported him during the conquest had deteriorated, and he was accused of asserting seigneurial rights over women from prominent families. Khmer and Lao lords conspired to overthrow him and replaced him with his son, Samsentai. Samsentai proved to be a capable ruler who brought peace and prosperity to Lan Xang. He married women from Ayutthaya and Lan Na, forming a strong alliance with neighboring Thai states. Lan Xang never gained the level of economic prosperity of its Khmer and Thai neighbors, but it did have significant cultural and intellectual achievements of its own. The kingdom's elites were well renowned for their poetry, music, and Buddhist scholarship. Under Samsentai's patronage, Buddhism became more entrenched as a state religion, and the construction of Buddhist temples and monuments became a significant undertaking. After the peaceful reign of Samsentai, Lan Xang entered a period of turmoil due to the lack of a clear line of succession. Factional disputes over the throne among prominent families led to bloody palace coups and instability throughout the kingdom, which lasted for much of the 15th century. A period of relative stability returned under King Chakapat between 1442 and 1479. Chakapat appointed his 6 sons and other close relatives to key administrative positions, curbing some of the shared power among factional lords. He also undertook several construction projects for Buddhist temples, strengthening the kingdom's ties to Buddhism and fostering relative prosperity. Sadly, much of Chakapat's work was undone when neighboring Vietnam invaded Lan Xang. During the 15th century, the Le dynasty in Dai Viet claimed territory in the plain of Jars, which Lan Xang strongly opposed. When Chakapat insulted the Le emperor by sending a box filled with elephant dung as a response to a request for a gift of hairs of his white elephant, Vietnam invaded Lan Xang in retaliation. A period of dynastic crisis followed. Viet forces sacked the capital and overthrew King Chakapat. Chakapat's son eventually repelled the Viet forces and regained control of the kingdom. However, he would die shortly after. He would be then replaced by his younger brother, La Sentai, but instability continued to weaken Lan Xang as Dai Viet continued to threaten the kingdom. In response to threats from Vietnam, Lan Xang formed closer ties with neighboring Thai states, especially Ayutthaya. By the 16th century, Ayutthaya had become the most powerful Thai state in the region and capitalized on expanded international trade, surpassing Lan Na and Lan Xang in terms of wealth and power. King Vishun of Lan Na allied with Ayutthaya, which brought greater political, cultural, and commercial influence from Ayutthaya into the Lao kingdom. Under this new influence, Lan Xang experienced a period of power and prosperity. Between 1501 and 1571, Lao kings sponsored massive construction projects, building stupas and temples throughout Lan Xang. It was during this period that King Pupiupa rose to power, becoming one of the greatest rulers of Lan Xang. He married a princess from Lan Na, Ayutthaya, and Long Vec. He even declared Buddhism the state religion of the kingdom, banning traditional spirit worship. He also moved the capital officially to Vientiane and secured the kingdom's borders against Dai Viet, Ayutthaya, and the growing power of Burma. Under King Pupiupa, Lan Xang reached its height of power and influence in the region of Southeast Asia. King Pupiupa even managed to place his son on the throne of Lan Na, making the kingdom a vassal of Lan Xang. However, after Pupiupa's death, a succession dispute broke out in Lan Xang, which would eventually force Xaysetthathirarath, his son, then the king of Lan Na, to return and try to claim the throne of Lan Xang. Xaysetthathirarath left his Lan Na wife in charge of Chiang Mai. However, a rebellion among Chiang Mai's nobles eventually deposed Lan Xang rule in the kingdom. Xaysetthathirarath was successful in ascending to the throne in Lan Xang, but he was not able to reassert control over Lan Na. Taking advantage of the rebellion in Lan Na, the Pegu dynasty of Myanmar made it a vassal state for the next 2 centuries. Due to the continued threat of Burmese invasion, Xaysetthathirarath relocated to Vientiane in 1560, bringing with him the fabled Emerald Buddha he had acquired in Lan Na. Xaysetthathirarath installed the Emerald Buddha in the newly built temple near the Mekong River, Wat Phra Kyo, or the Temple of the Emerald Buddha. Despite these troubles, Xaysetthathirarath's reign witnessed continued prosperity for Lan Xang, where he sponsored massive construction projects and expanded the kingdom's influence. However, after Xaysetthathirarath's death in 1572, Lan Xang would experience another period of decline and division as rival factions vied for control. In 1560, the threat from Pegu forced Lan Xang to renew its alliance with Ayutthaya. King Xaysetthathirarath and King Chakrapat of Ayutthaya built the Danshai Memorial Stupa to solidify the alliance. The stupa, which stands today in Thailand's Lo province, is a testament to the historical ties between the two kingdoms. However, in 1568, Ayutthaya would fall to Pegu, and the Burmese army would march on Lan Xang. For a brief period, Lan Xang stood as the only independent Thai kingdom in the region. However, after Xaysetthathirarath's death in 1571, succession disputes weakened Lan Xang, and it ultimately fell to Pegu. In 1638, King Suren Yavong's son took power in Lan Xang, ending a 70-year period of political fragmentation and ushering a period of relative stability. However, after his death in 1695, another prolonged period of bloody succession followed, which eventually led to the dissolution of Lan Xang into several smaller states: Luang Prabang, Vientiane, and Champasak. Ayutthaya would eventually reduce Luang Prabang and Vientiane to vassal states. When Ayutthaya collapsed in 1778 due to a Pegu invasion, Thaksin formed a new Thai state in Thonburi and reasserted control over Luang Prabang and Vientiane. The new Siamese Empire would later capture Champasak, bringing all of former Lan Xang under Siamese control. Thaksin also took the Emerald Buddha with him to Siam, where it remains today. By 1782, the Chakri dynasty of Thailand established control over former Lan Xang, which became part of the expanding Siamese Empire. Despite this, the Luang Prabang monarchy continued to exist and retained some degree of autonomy, along with Vientiane and Champasak. In 1827, the last king of Vientiane, Chao Anu, rebelled against the Chakri dynasty, but his rebellion was ultimately unsuccessful and he was later executed by the Siamese. Eventually, the former kingdom of Lan Xang would fall under another ruler. In 1888, the Black Flag Army would invade Southeast Asia from China, prompting French intervention in Luang Prabang. The French would gain control over the area and install King Ngum as ruler, making the region a French protectorate in 1889. Siam would protest the annexation, leading to the French-Siamese War in 1893. After French warships entered Bangkok, Siam was forced to cede territories east of the Mekong River. However, British intervention prevented the French from seizing Siam outright. In 1893, the French established the Protectorate of Laos, making Vientiane the official capital. The royal family and Luang Prabang continued to hold court, but the monarchy largely remained figureheads, with most official power delegated to French officials. It would take another 6 decades before a new Laos state would emerge. In 1953, Laos gained independence from France, becoming the country we know today. Despite the ultimate demise of Lan Xang, the ancient kingdom of 1 million elephants would leave a lasting impression not only on the present-day state of Laos, but the whole of Southeast Asia. Lan Xang's presence can still be felt today within its rich history of Buddhist architecture, Buddhist culture, as well as the diverse regional cultures found even today. Thank you for watching this video on the history of Lan Xang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see you again in the next video. Stay safe.